honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, I didn't have my microphone on, so we'll call the meeting to order at 6:30, and we have a quorum, and we're missing a couple council people. Okay, Ed Waters, reports from council.
Yeah, just one thing. My neighbor was taking me to therapy on Monday, yesterday, and we came by City Hall yesterday, and a little girl about 8 or 10 years old came on one of them little electric scooters, and she came out there, and if we hadn't have seen her, we'd have hit her. We'd have run right into her. I mean, we got to do something. You know, we got to make some kind of guidelines to put out to these people to talk to their children, or some kind of rules that we need to do. I mean, because if Mike hadn't have seen her, he'd have killed her.
We need to go talk to the chief with some of that information, Ed. Jeff Terrell.
I have nothing to report this evening.
Okay. Susan Baker.
Nothing to report. Thank you.
Okay. We had the blessing of the fleet over the weekend. From what I understand, that was a really good event. I did not make it this year. Susan went to the cook-off over there and car show, and they had a really good time, and we are proud sponsors of that event. So those of you that made it know what a good time it was. Those of you that didn't, you missed out.
It was also a good time over at the Elks Lodge.
Where?
Over at the Elks Lodge.
Yes. Well, that's what I mean, the cook-off. So the boat ramp's coming along. I don't have any updates on that. I'll see if Mike has anything. As you see, some of these banners are getting spread around town. We've had some weather, and then we've had either Jorge sick or Odie sick, so we haven't had a team of guys that can get on the lift and put them on the light poles yet, but that's coming hopefully next week, so those will be up, and we'll finish distributing those around the city. Don't forget, we're having our big 4th of July coming up soon, so y'all participate. You probably don't want me to say this, but I'm going to say it. So Teresa has resigned from her position. She's got some other things going on in her life. I tried to beg her to stay. She has obliged me by saying that she would stay on until we found someone else, and she would help that person as long as she needed to. So I want to thank Teresa for everything she's done during her tenure for the city. She's been amazing, and we want to say thank you, Teresa.
Yeah.
So thank you. Now I'm going to pass it over to the next one. Believe it or not, I don't have much more to say. Don't let that surprise you, Cheryl. Why are you laughing?
I'm shocked.
Administrative Assistant Julie Criddle.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. So it's my turn to be here this time. Chief attended the last meeting. So we are going to do April stats. Our calls for service, which included self-initiated calls, was 1,146. 46% of those were business checks, 20% traffic contacts, 17% residential checks, 4% were assist other agencies, and 20% were miscellaneous. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. City Administrator Mike Cram.
Thank you, Mayor. Good news, I'll start off with that. Cheryl advised me the other day that she'd received the first reimbursement from the state for the boat ramp project to the tune of about $150,000, Cheryl, something like that?
Well, the state issued it. We haven't received the check yet. The state issued it.
I stand corrected. They've issued the check. The check is in the mail,
Yeah.
as it were.
And it really is.
They've actually told us that they're issuing it, so I just assumed they had electronic transferred it, but it hasn't arrived yet, I guess.
It's going to take a lot more than that. How long was it between when you submitted it? Actually, this time it was really
Can you use your microphone, Susan, so people can hear?
Yes, how long was it between the time that we requested?
It was pretty quick, about within 4 weeks.
Great. Thank you.
The eyesore at 917 Grove, we've actually gone through the motions to take that to municipal court and be authorized to abate it as a nuisance. So that was cleaned up yesterday. The openings to the exterior were boarded up. The dilapidated fence was removed and hauled away, and the grass was cut. We'll be filing a lien on the property for the cost to get that done, and we will continue to maintain any abatement efforts as necessary and continue to add lien amounts to the property as it goes. The boat ramp, pilings are all in and the barge is gone. The piers are actually being built, and while they're building the piers, they're also prepping the surface for the parking lot. The latest update they gave Cheryl is they expect to be completely finished by the end of May. That's longer than we expected, but it's still before the big rush of summer, I think, for most of the boating and stuff. Keep in mind that's going to be weather dependent, and if we keep getting a lot of rain every week, that's going to really slow down that parking lot effort because they have to prep that soil and have it at a certain water content before they can pave it, etc. So hopefully we'll have good enough weather where they can keep rolling with it. We received a payment of $5,250 from the responsible party's insurance company for the east parking lot damage repairs. Thanks to Chief Donaldson for following up on this. He actually got with one of our business owners at the front of the island to go through some footage from their cameras to find out who had actually damaged it. We were able to follow up with their insurance company after identifying with them, and Cheryl just informed me today that we'd received payment. Chief Donaldson, Sergeant Flores, and I attended training in Galveston today in assessing disaster damage to public and private buildings, capital assets, and infrastructure. In larger cities, this is normally a task for building department and code enforcement personnel, but definitely not police officers. So I just wanted everybody to know that our chief and basically his assistant chief stepped up to attend that training with me, because we have to get reports to FEMA starting almost immediately after we have any kind of damage event like that, on the amount of structural damage to both public property, even roads and everything else, and also private residences as we go around the city. So it will really help us to have 3 people instead of just me capable of doing that. So that's not a usual thing for police departments to undertake. So I really appreciate them stepping up to help in that capacity. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mike. Cheryl, I promised I wouldn't do this, but I can't help myself. So I want to announce that Cheryl, for the 3rd year in a row, she's going to be a 3-time national award-winning CFO for the city of Clear Lake Shores. So I want to congratulate her. I couldn't help it. I have to acknowledge you for the job that you're doing for our city. I know. And when I passed it off, I just went, I can't let that go. So thank you for working so hard. I've been very lucky as a mayor to have someone like you take care of our budget the way you do. So thank you for helping us achieve all the goals that we set out to achieve. We appreciate you. Okay. Moving forward, we'll move on to public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the City Council. If the discussion concerns an item on the agenda, comments may be made now or when the item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the City Council cannot deliberate or take action at this time. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual, and no yielding of time is permitted. Would anyone like to address the City Council? Going once? Going twice? Okay, we'll close the public comments and we'll move on to the consent agenda. Item A, B, and C. Do we have any motions or anything we want to pull from the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion we approve item 6, the consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion by Ed.
No,
That's by Jeff.
I'm sorry. Jeff.
How about a second by Ed?
Got a second by Ed. I saw you reach for your microphone, so I said Ed, I'm sorry. Got a motion by Jeff, got a second by Ed. Do we have any discussion on that item? Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimous. We'll move on to item number 7, new business. Discussion of possible action may be taken on the following. A, adopt ordinance number 2026-05, an ordinance of the City Council of Curly Shores, Texas, amending Section 78-23 of the Curly Shores Municipal Code by updating the school zone maximum speed limit to 25 miles an hour in a school crossing zone on a school day when the school zone lights are flashing, providing for severability, providing for repealing savings clause, providing for an effective date, and providing for an open meeting act clause. Mike Cram.
So this is just housekeeping. The existing ordinance actually says 20 miles an hour, and I don't know when that speed limit on 2094 was 20 miles an hour, but not in my recollection. So we're just bringing up the ordinance to amend it to what the actuality is for the speed limit set on 2094.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Do we have a motion on that item?
Yeah, I'll make a motion we adopt ordinance number 2026-05.
Okay, have a motion by Jeff this time.
I'll second the
We
motion.
have a second by Susan. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Motion passes unanimous. We'll move on to item B. Adopt resolution number 2026-04, a resolution of the City Council, Clear Lake Shores, Texas, supporting a no-wake zone in and around Clear Lake area on June 26, 2026, during the Texas Outlaw Challenge. Mike Cram.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the annual ordinance that we adopt specifically for this event, just to limit damage in the area.
Okay, we have a motion on that item?
Yeah, I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 2026-04.
Okay, have a motion by Ed.
I'll second.
Got a second by Jeff. I got it right that time. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll move on to item C, approve one city council meeting a month for the months of June, July, and August. Meetings to occur the first Tuesday of the month. We'll do all of our reports on those meetings also. So this is, we do every year. People are taking vacation and whatnot. We can always have a special meeting if necessary, but that's what this is. We always do this during the summertime for those 3 months. So do we have a motion on that item?
I'll make a motion we approve one council meeting a month for the months of June, July, and August.
Okay, got a motion by Jeff.
I'll second the
Got a
motion.
second by Susan. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimous. We'll move on to item D, approve contract with RS Painting in the amount of $11,200 to caulk and paint all of the repaired areas at the clubhouse. Mike Cram.
So we're looking at more than $500 in caulking alone for this deck. And if we were going to ask Odie and Jorge to do that, it would take forever. And those guys have their plates full pretty much already. They're about to start tarring the roads again as it gets warmer, and taking care of some of the other things that they have to do seasonally. Truthfully, this would take them a really long time. So I'm asking council to approve getting professionals to do it. It'll look better, and it'll get done a lot more quickly, so we can move on with finishing the exterior repairs to the building.
Mike, we have a motion on that item?
I make a motion that we approve contract with RS Painting in the amount of $11,200 to caulk and paint all repaired areas in the clubhouse.
Okay, have a motion by Ed.
I'll second.
Got a second by Jeff. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimous. We'll close